Borussia Dortmund, BVB 2, Barcelona 3. Dos, tres, and FC Barcelona have won at the Signal Iduna Park. This is your recap brought to you by HMD, official mobile phone partner of FC Barcelona. That was a very exciting game. Too exciting, in fact. I feel like Barcelona play games that really just lack control. Like, surely. Hansi Flick, you need to do something about your team. You lose control too much. It's about time. I feel like Inigo Martinez and Kubasi, you guys, like literally the entire time, if you watch like other teams play football, the center backs are not, half the time they're like this, like this. They're just waiting for the run. You're literally playing, that high line is too high. It's actually too high. That high line deserves like a center back partnership of like Saliba and Konate. People who are just athletes, But, I mean, they've been doing it the whole season. They're not going to change. They'll stick to it. It's getting them goals because they're pressing much higher. They're squeezing teams. But as a result, they're really conceding chances. They're bringing teams into the game when those teams don't deserve to even... Today, Dortmund will actually pressure them a lot. So I won't say that they didn't deserve it. But there are certain games, bro, like the Betis one, like the Celta Vigo game. This to an extent, because there were moments where Barca were playing so well, and then that happens, right? So, like, just before halftime, when BVB scored a goal, and then it was disallowed. Who was it? It was Guirassy who scored. I think it was Guirassy who scored, and then it was disallowed. So, yeah, they're really letting the opponent into the game. Like, it's too much. Rafinha, again, scores. The man is on fire. He wasn't too happy or subbed off, but I think the coach made a wise decision, taking him off, taking Lewandowski off. But yeah, Rafinha, he looked really solid today. Work rate is there. And then today, I intentionally decided I'm just going to watch the center backs and Casado, because I really wanted to understand how these guys play with this high line. I'm telling you, it's helter-skelter. Like, it's... The amount of concentration that requires is quite high. It's really high. And that is why the goal they conceded looked like they were so out of sorts, because it just takes one moment. Again, when you play against this Barca team, do not be scared to be caught offside. Even if you get 15 offside, it's fine. At some point, at the 60-something minute, those guys will be tired, because playing with a high line is all about concentration, and that's how they were caught out. The first goal, obviously, Guirassy's first goal was the penalty, clear and obvious penalty. But there was a question I asked on the live, which I think Mkisi answered. Shout out to Mkisi. Shout out to everyone who was on the live. There were 3,000 people watching the game with me, and actually all games. So we had Nashon following the Juve and Man City game. Then we had Galrebol following the BVB and Barca game. And then Deno and Trent were following the Arsenal game. Mkisi was also watching BVB with me. That's on TikTok. So yeah, shout out to everyone on TikTok. You guys are dope. Yeah. So when you foul someone who's offside, does that not be a penalty? Because Guirassy was offside. But because he was pushed, it's a foul in the box. So is the offside negated? So like those are some of the things that I was wondering. But the offside was given. I mean, the penalty was given, and he did well to net it. They did something interesting, actually. Emre Can went and picked the ball because I think they expected Iñaki Peña to come and talk some smack to him. So he picked up the ball and then he stayed with it. Then when it was just about time to take the penalty, he gives Guirassy. Second goal, Guirassy again, just being at the right place at the right time. The one thing that, and I keep saying, Mallorca did so well in the goal they scored. Muriqi scored a goal against Barcelona. The right back, Maffeo, made a run from deep. And that is how you beat this offside line. You use the runners from deep. Use the midfield or your fullbacks. If you're a team that uses fullbacks, not inverted, but they are bombing forward, you have to use them to attack from deep. If you use your strikers to try and catch offside, me as a central defender, playing offside against a striker is quite easy because you're not sprinting. You're always trying to beat the line. But you see, with the runners from deep, they're just coming straight. So even the person making the pass has time to see the run and make the pass. So Mallorca did it very well. They scored that goal and they stopped doing it. They just kept on going back to Muriqi, who's the striker, to make the run, but he can't, But today, when Pascal Gross came on, that's one of the first things he did. He's like, man, I'm going to run from deep. This is something that I didn't even see him do at Brighton, even at Germany, because Germany is expected to just sit a bit more. So he made that run, really good run. He was picked out, plays Girassi, who just scores into an empty net because Iñaki Peña has come out. But to be fair to Barcelona, big change. I think 2 games ago, I mentioned how, that Mallorca game, I mentioned how when Frankie de Jong came off the bench and Pau Victor, they really changed the game. And then the next game against Betis, the bench was just quiet. And I was like, wow, did they jump the gun too soon? Like, do they actually have a strong bench? Because that's one of the 5 things I said I saw in the team. But then now, today, for sure, there was a lot of impact from the bench, especially the most obvious one, Ferran Torres. Shout out to Trent on TikTok who said Ferran Torres, he'd rather have Salomon Rondon as his striker than have Ferran Torres. Have you heard that? He said he'd rather have...
Enda pole pole. Cool down.
He'd rather have Salomon Rondon than have Ferran Torres in his team. So, yeah, shout out to Trent. So... yeah, the guy came in and just balled. Like, he was so good. He was so good. Took his 2 goals well. The second goal, his second goal, actually, the pass from Lamine Yamal was superb. It was a Dortmund corner. Kroos decided, I don't know what he was trying to do. That pass just goes straight to a Barca player and they just countered them. Then the first goal was also Fermin Lopez, again, off the bench, making an impact off the bench. So, yeah, man, they did well. They did well. Pau Victor came on in the 90th minute just to give Yamal a rest, I guess. But by that point, Barca were just holding on. Kunde tried doing some nonsense at the back, conceding a free kick in a dangerous area, and the resulting free kick ended in Schlotterbeck heading over the bar. Then he got injured, so the game ended there. He was being helped, but yeah, it didn't look so great. But Jules Koundé, you need to be serious. You actually need to stop it. You need to stop it. Stop it. Anyway, that is Barca versus BVB. So now they move up to second in the table, actually, just behind Liverpool. Liverpool have won all their games. Barca have 15 points. Yeah, then Arsenal, Leverkusen, Aston Villa, Inter, Brest, Lille make up the top 8. This jersey is from East West Fashions. You guys need to check them out. They hooked me up today, actually. I told them I'm coming to do a live and they hooked me up with this. And they hooked me up with the home jersey as well. So check them out on Facebook, on TikTok, on IG. I've started with the farthest one. But yeah, they're on all socials. And they have a website and they do deliveries. So make sure you check them out. Peace.